Wow. Shalom. Ahab. To you for being here right now. Today is a great day. Hope everybody had a good Shabbat. I had to power up for this one. No time is greater than right after the Shabbat when you fully charged. And that's how I'm feeling right now. But we talking about returning to greatness, destroying their matrix. All right? And we definitely gonna slice and dice the hijack today. I hope you're ready. We got some things to get into. We about to put belt to cheeks on these hijacks. Let's go. Now I got a video we're gonna get started with. Alright. On this video, you're gonna hear him mention black people, right? But we know that's one of the bad words that they use against us to put us all in the same box. But we know we're not destitute of light, dark, atrociously wicked, horrible people. We're not that. Dismal, mournful, calamitous. That's not us, right? But they also say Negro, right? Negro. And we in the Noah Webster 1828 right now. All right? Negro, a native or descendant of the black race of men in Africa. See? They're trying to take you to Africa, man. All right? But we know that we are Americans, natives of America, originally applied to the aboriginals or copper color races found here. Not brought here, found here. All right, now they want to apply this to the descendants of Europeans born in America, but this is applied to the aboriginals, right? Aboriginal. Aboriginal. First, original, primitive. First inhabitants of a country, right? You're original. Okay? Original. Fountain, source, fountain of water, that mem, right? That which gives existence or being, all right? Which also applies to Hawaii. All praises to Hawaii. Huh? As the original perfection of Adam. Primitive, pristine as the original perfection of Adam. When you go to the scripts, Adam, Adam, means ruddy. Not black, ruddy. Right? That is a human being. Ruddy. Alright, them copper colored tribes. And just for fun, I just typed in ruddy copper. And look where it took me. It took me to a beautiful butterfly. The ruddy copper is a butterfly of the family, like day. I know I messed that up. It is found in the western mountains of North America. Look at that. Bring you right back home. That ruddy copper. All right. These copper colored tribes of America. That's who we talking about. All right. Now let's go ahead get to this video using Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Okay? Let's get it.
There comes a moment in every generation when truth rises from the ashes of silence and demands to be heard. A moment when the lies of history can no longer hold the weight of their own deception. Today, that moment is here. For too long, the world has tried to convince black people that they are at the bottom, that they come from nothing, that their story begins in chains. But there is a truth far older, far deeper, far holier than the world ever wanted you to discover. You are descendants of the ancient Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High. Before the ships, before the slave markets, before colonization, before the rewriting of history, your story was written in Scripture, a story of kings and prophets, warriors and priests, nations and covenants, a story of a people scattered to the four corners of the earth, whose identity would be hidden, stolen, and buried. But God said a day would come when His people would remember who they are, rise from the dust and walk again in their rightful identity. That day is now. You were never meant to live as victims. You were meant to live as vessels of divine purpose. You were never meant to be seen as cursed. You were crafted as carriers of a covenant. The world trembled at your potential. That's why it tried to erase you. The enemy feared your awakening. That's why it tried to distract you. Because the moment a chosen people relearn who they are, nothing on earth can stop their uprising. When you understand that your ancestors walked with God, that your lineage carries prophecy, that your DNA holds the echo of ancient promises, you stop living small. You stop apologizing for your power. You stop shrinking for a world that benefits from your silence. You stand straighter, you speak louder, you dream bigger, and you fight harder. Because you know you are not fighting for a place, you are fighting for your inheritance. You are not ordinary. That is why your battles have never been ordinary. The weight you carry is not punishment, it is evidence of purpose. The suffering you endured is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of a return. Look at every attack on black identity. Look at every attempt to erase your history, distort your image, weaken your unity. These are not random. These are strategies of fear. Because the world knows when the chosen rise, empires fall. But this is the generation of awakening. This is the generation of restoration. This is the generation when the lost tribes stand again, not in shame, but in glory. Not as scattered bones, but as a living nation. You are the fulfillment of prophecy. You are the evidence that God's word never fails. You are the sign that the dry bones can live again.
Come on.
So walk with your head high. Your identity is not up for debate. Your worth is not determined by the world. Your future is not controlled by your past. You are chosen. You are royal. You are divine by design. And no force on earth can silence a people whose destiny is written by the hand of God Himself. Rise, chosen ones. Rise, descendants of Israel. Rise, children of the covenant. The world has waited long enough for you to remember who you are. Now it is your time to stand, reclaim your crown, and step boldly into the future you were created to lead. Black identity is not a mystery. It is a continuation of God's ancient covenant with Israel, a truth that has been whispered across generations, hidden in plain sight, and buried beneath centuries of distortion. But when you strip away the lies, when you peel back the layers of erased history, when you look beyond the narratives written by those who feared your rise, a stunning reality emerges. The story of black people did not begin with slavery, colonization, or oppression. It began with a covenant,
Come on.
a divine promise made long before nations rose and fell, long before borders were drawn, long before the world even imagined the power that would flow through a chosen bloodline. When you understand that your identity is woven into the very fabric of Scripture, everything changes. You no longer see yourself as a product of pain, but as a vessel of prophecy.
Let's
You
go.
no longer view your history as fragmented, but as intentionally concealed. The trials faced by black people around the world suddenly make sense, not as random suffering, but as the journey of a people marked, chosen, and destined. God's covenant with Israel was not just a promise of land or blessing, it was a promise of purpose, protection, and identity. And that identity did not disappear, it was scattered.
Let's go. Just a little motivation for the nation. Now let's get it. We talking greatness today. Greatness. What is greatness? Thickness, coarseness, stoutness. See great. Let's go see great. Big, tall, thick, stout, massive, coarse. All right. Large. All right. First thing they take you to is the Great White Way, Broadway in New York City, the Great Lakes of North America, and the Great Spirit, Hawaii, high deity of the North American Indians. So we know we talking greatness. We talking Hawaii. Let's go ahead and get a scripture about it. We're going to roll over here to Psalms 145, verse 1. I will extol you, my power, O King. I will bless your name forever and ever. Every day will I bless you, and I will praise your name forever and ever. Great is Hawaii. See that? Great is Hawaii, and greatly to be praised. And his greatness is unsearchable. It's unsearchable. One generation shall praise your works to another, and shall declare your mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of your majesty, and of your wondrous works. And men shall speak of the might of your terrible acts. And I will declare your greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of your great goodness, and shall sing of your righteousness. Hawaii is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. Hawaii is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All of your works shall praise you, O Hawaii. And your holy ones, your saints, shall bless you. They shall speak of the glory of your kingdom and talk of your power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Your kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and your dominion endures throughout all generations. Hawaii is true in his words and holy in all his works. Hawa upholds all that fall and raises up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon you, and you give them their meat in due season. You open your hand and satisfy the desire of every living thing. Hawa is righteous in all his ways and holy in all his works. Hawa is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Hawa guards all of them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praise of Hawa, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. All praise Hawa. All right, we're not playing with him today. All right, your greatness will destroy the matrix. What is a matrix? Matrix is a uterus, a womb, right? All right, the womb, which is also known as the belly. All right, because we in the belly of the beast. All right, what beast? Well, now we got to go to Daniel. Where we going? Daniel, chapter 7. Let's get it. Where you at, Daniel? Go to Daniel 7:23. We're talking that matrix, the belly of the beast. Verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of the kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, and he shall speak great words against Hawa, and shall wear out the holy ones, the Kadeshim of Hawa, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a period of time and times, and a dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the Kadeshim of Hawa. See that? Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. So this is the beast, the fourth beast, the matrix, right? All right, we know we're talking Rome, all right? The Pope and all that. Didn't they change times and laws? Didn't they do that? All right, now we're going to get back to Daniel in a little bit. When we talk matrix, think about a math matrix. All right, in math. I used to do these. I remember doing these back in school. I used to hate doing these. But now when I look at it, it's just numbers in a box. And this will be dealing with, because to this beast, you are just a number, right? Your social security number, what you need to use if you're trying to get anything, you know, you're just a number in the box to them. And they want to keep you in that box. All right, but we see the matrix is falling. The veil is lifted. And the more and more people return to Hawaii, it shatters the matrix. All right. And when you look at jobs that you use a matrix for, it jobs that require the use of a matrix math equations include positions in engineering, computer graphics, image processing, and data analysts. Fields such as automotive design and software development also heavily rely on matrix operations for various applications. So we're talking AI, which we see more and more prevalent these days, right? Everything is through AI. All right. They got you in an AI matrix. They want artificial intelligence to take over, move you out the way, and turn you into a robot. Right? Now, they want you to live life in hell. All right? It's an old comic called Life in Hell, right? All right, notice it's a rabbit. All right? What you see is what you breathe. Look at that. Look at that. Now, Life in Hell. All right, this is an old comic right here. All right, and it's by Matt Groening. Okay, they want you to be in hell. That's what they set this up to be. What is hell? The netherworld, underworld, a concealed place. They want to cover and conceal and save you there, keep you there. Right? All right? Hell. All right? But you got to make it through hell so we can get to the Shamaim coming down, heaven on earth. All right? Now, the author of The Life in Hell, Matt Groening, is also the author of The Simpsons, which is the longest running American animated series to this day. It started in '89 and still going. Okay? But check out what it is, though. It is by Fox, right? Fox Broadcasting Company. It is a satirical depiction of American life, epitomized by the Simpson family. So it is a satirical depiction of American life. All right? What is a satire? All right, literally a literary work intended to ridicule prevailing vice or folly by scornful or contemptuous expression. See that? It's intended to ridicule you. All right? That's what it is. The form was altered in Latin, influenced by Greek satyr. All right? Mistaken notion that the literary form is Greek is related to the Greek satyr. So, this word satire comes from a satyr. What's a satyr? Satire, same thing. One of a type of a woodland deities, part human or animal, demigod, spirit of the air woods, companion of Bacchae. All right, they say the etymology of satyros is unknown. Roman Greek art, a man-like being with the tail and ears of a horse. part goat. This is a satyr. All right, a type of hairy monster superstitiously believed to inhabit deserts. Habit deserts. Sound like Azzy, don't it? Satyr. All right, here we go a little bit more about satyrs. All right, satyrs, animal spirits of ancient Greece. See these right here? These are satyrs with the horns. That's one. That's one. Part man, part animal. All right, they look devilish, right? A satyr is an animalistic nature spirit associated with fertility found with Greek and Roman mythology. All right, half man, half goat. Hideous. Satyrs lived in remote forests and hills, could always be found engaging in drunken revelry or chasing nymphs. Companions of the Greek god of wine, Dino. I ain't gonna say the name right. And the god Pan. So it's related to Dino. Oh, that's something. Let me show you. Let's look at Dino real quick. All right, if it pop up, let me see. I gotta do it twice. All right, here we go. All right, there go Dino right there. All right, now look, all of these are related. All right, that's Horus at the top, 5,000 years ago. Mithi, all right, born of a virgin, star in the east, walked on water, healed the sick, restored sight, crucified, dead for 3 days. Mithi, born on December 25th, had 12 disciples, performed miracles 3,200 years ago. Krishna, 2,900 years ago, son of a carpenter. He was called the Son of God. All right, Dino, born of a virgin, December 25th, turned water into wine 2,500 years ago. And then 2,000 years ago, you got your man JC. He checks the box for all of the above. All right. Now back to it. Let me see. Let's see what we got. Let's get some more on these satyrs real quick. Okay. They appear in written history in the 6th century BC in the epic poem Catalogue of Women. Homer, however, does not mention satyrs in any Homeric hymn. Homer. Ain't that the main character in The Simpsons? Right. Okay. So, huh. Companions of Dino. Okay. Let's see. They are believed to be sons and grandchildren of, how you say that? Hecataeus, although it is more widely accepted that the satyrs were the children of the Olympian god Hermes. Oh, Hermes, aka Thoth. So these satyrs are children of Thoth. And we gonna get on Thoth. Oh, we gonna get on Thoth. Alright. So I just want to show you. That's what you're looking at when you're looking at the Simpson cartoon. I used to watch the cartoon back in the day. Alright. I don't really watch TV like that no more, but yeah. Alright. So Matt created a dysfunctional family and named the characters after his own family members, substituting Bart for his own name. So he was supposed to be Bart, and the rest of his family is the other characters in this cartoon. Alright, he thought the Simpson was a funny name in that it sounded similar to simpleton. Oh, so that's what the Simpsons are. Simpletons, right? Simpleton is a person of limited or feeble intelligence. Now this is supposed to be depicting American life, but they're calling you simpletons. They say you got limited or feeble intelligence. See that? So, I think that's all I want to get on these. Let me see. And notice that it is a Fox broadcasting company, right? Keep that in mind. Oh yeah, one more thing on these Simpsons. All right, they got a dog, right? Where the dog at? Let me see. Yeah, the family also owns a greyhound, Santa's little helper. All right, this is the dog. All right, he's called Santa's little helper. Well, if you know Santa, right? You know about Santa, don't you? All right, Santa equals Satan. All you gotta do is switch the end. Take the end, put it at the end. All right. So that's the name of the dog, Santa's little helper, huh? Santa's little helper. Okay. And you know who Santa's helper is? That's Krampus, right? Krampus. These characters, satyrs. All right, you see, you got the cross on, don't you? Old Saint Nick. So this is what Christmas looked like over there in Europe, man. All right, they got the watered down version over here in America. You go over there, you gonna see what Christmas really look like. All right, I'm just showing you. Just showing you. We're gonna cruise through this because, oh yeah, hold on. Let's go back. So, I'm pretty sure everybody is aware. All right, the Simpsons show, right? Where is that? It's purported foreshadowing of actual events. All right, they've gained notoriety for jokes that appear to become reality. All right, so they predicted Donald Trump being president and all that good stuff. All right, everybody's aware that the Simpsons got a lot of coincidences, right? So-called coincidences. All right, they predict a lot of things. Now, this says the Simpsons 31 predictions for 2026 are insane. All right, now some of these, I don't know if they're meant for the actual year of 2026 because this is kind of showing all of their predictions. But number one on the list, they got AI taking over jobs. And I can see that. I see that. All right, they don't even have anybody working in Dollar Tree no more, man. It's like one person, one or two people working in there. You got self checkout. It's everywhere. Wawa everywhere. They doing self checkouts. They got robots at drive-throughs. It's taking over, man. One notable episode is Treehouse of Horror, which features a segment called The Devil in Homer Simpson. Look at that. Alright. Let's just run through these real quick. They got a black holes episode. Alright. Will we see black holes? I don't know. I seen a lot of pits opening up in different places. ground just opening up. I don't know if that's the black hole, but let's look through these. Hologram technology. Alright. Is that already in existence? I think they already got, yeah, they got hologram. They been had hologram. Flying cars, hover cars. Now that's one thing that fascinated me when I was young, man. I was like, man, by the year 2000, we're gonna have flying cars. Alright. Now if you don't know, they do got flying cars. They been had them. Look at this car, it's old. Alright, let's just look at them real quick. I just want to run through them. Just
From
for
a
fun.
regular old streetcar to a gyroplane.
I'm just going to show you real quick. These are cars, flying cars, man. Look at that. They got a bunch of them too. I need one. I used to be infatuated with that show. What's it called? The Jetsons. Yeah, I used to love that show. Well, look at that, man. That thing just take off. Oh yeah, that's hard. That's dope. I ain't never seen one of these in person, but yeah, these is dope. Look at that. Is this the future? I don't know if you can trust people with this, man. They can't even drive a regular car. How they gonna drive this? Can you imagine a car plane accident? But yeah, man, that's dope. I thought this was dope. They been had them, man. That car look like it's from the 80s, man. Alright. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that I had a little infatuation with the flying cars, man. Alright. Let's see what else they got. Nuclear apocalypse. So they predicting the nuclear apocalypse, huh? Homer the Great. What it said? Okay, teaching AI robots. So you're gonna be teaching the AI robots. Alright. It might come true in 2026. Yeah, it probably is, man. Probably is. Training to live in space, huh? And we know you can't go to space, so I don't know what they're training you for, but they predicted this Kamala Harris exact same outfit, huh? Alright, we just gonna run with this. They was trapped in the dome, huh? They trying to tell you something. Trapped in the dome. That was in the Simpsons movie. The end of the world. Alright. Okay. End of the world. Could be. Music induced mind control. That's been going on. Alright, that's been going on since forever. Virtual dining? Virtual dining? Really? Wow. Self-driving cars, that's already around. You got them Teslas, right? America wins the gold medal in curling. The world of tomorrow. People won't walk, they will fly. Not only that, humans will be ruled by robots. Scary stuff. Yeah, look like it's going headed that way, ain't it? Solar cars, yeah, we already got that. Ivanka Trump for president. World War III, huh? Now look at that. They got this down to the pin on his coat. They even got the pin on his coat. Wow. A baby translator? Talk to the baby, huh? Apple Vision Pro. FIFA scandal. Letter from the Beatles. Yeah, that happened. That did happen. All right, it actually came true. The Disney Fox acquisition that happened. All right, pandemic and murder hornets. The release of Barbie movie coincides with Trump's arrest. Mm, this happened too. Zombie apocalypse. Let's stop it right there. I'm gonna look at these zombies real quick, man. All right, because a zombie is supposed to be fictional, but when you look it up, a zombie is a spirit of dead, wicked men. A spirit of dead, wicked men. That's a zombie that torment the living. Mm. Also, a slow-witted person, like they trying to make you in The Simpsons, right? They calling you slow. All right, it's related to voodoo. Mm. Mumbo jumbo. That's related to zombies. Okay. Mumbo jumbo was described as a costume idol used by locals to frighten women in submission. It's crazy because I know if you was paying attention back when the 2020 experiments was going on, right? CDC, who was doing a lot during that time period, they had an actual preparedness 101 for a zombie pandemic. All right, CDC getting you ready for a zombie pandemic. All right, and of course, uh, they made this comic, right? All right, they try to make it seem like it's fictional, right? All right, we'll skip past all this, but yeah, they turned it into a little comic, right? And then at the end, they got a whole emergency kit in case of a zombie preparedness. Now, what is they trying to tell us? Because I think I connected this to, you know, that thing they was sticking everybody with, right? At the same time, they was putting them towers up, and people was getting close to the towers and just falling out. All right, and they both come from the same place, right? Same time when they had everything shut down, they was putting towers up. So you put two and two together, man. What they trying to tell you, man? Are they gonna turn people into zombies or what? All right, you get what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Let's get back on these Simpsons real quick. All right. They said, what else they said? AI goes rogue. So AI is supposed to just go crazy. All right, I got a quick little video. Look, it's already going crazy, man. Check this out right here real quick. Let me see.
Science fiction has seeped into science reality this week, as a robotics company showed off its sniper rifle-equipped robo-dog at the Association of the U.S. Army's annual convention in Washington, D.C.
What in the world?
Sure, the quadruped robot might resemble a good boy, but it's packing a built-in sniper rifle capable of engaging targets from 3/4 of a mile
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
away. The service could operate this robotic weapon system remotely. Importantly, it would only engage targets with permission from a human being. This robo-dog, known as Vision 60, comes from Philadelphia-based Ghost Robotics, a startup focused on legged robots. Previously, we've spotted Vision 60 robots in U.S. military service during a 2020 U.S. Air Force exercise at Nellis Air Force
Imagine
Base in
being
Nevada.
chased by that.
There, the machines help to establish a security cordon. Air bases, which often require runways that are thousands
Look
of
at
feet
that.
long, can be difficult to patrol effectively, and the robo-dogs make it easier to rely on fewer humans for the job. This new, ARM version of the Vision 60 is equipped with the special-purpose unmanned rifle, Spur. It's a 10-shot rifle chambered in a 6.5mm Creedmoor, a new, medium-caliber, high-velocity, long-range precision round. The Creedmoor is known in shooting circles for having a relatively flat ballistic trajectory, making it more of a hit-what-you-see round at
Nah.
longer ranges than older cartridges like the .308 Winchester. The robot's human controller is in charge of Spur,
Man, that look like an Xbox controller or something, man.
a 30x electro-optical thermal scope, assists in the weapon's target acquisition and aiming. The Vision 60 looks a lot like Spot, the internet-famous robo-dog from Waltham, Massachusetts-based Boston Dynamics. Both quadruped robots were involved in the September 2020 exercise at Nellis Air Force Base. The similarities don't stop there, either. Both can climb
Man, look how serious they are. They not playing.
staircases, navigate complicated terrain, and right themselves if they fall over. Vision 60 and Spot each have a maximum payload of 31 pounds. The two robots have the same top speed of 5.24 feet per second, but
What?
Ghost Robotics claims Vision 60 will eventually gain the ability to sprint at 9.84 feet per second, or 6.71 miles per hour.
Man, nah.
Vision 60 is capable of remote-controlled or autonomous operation. In remote-controlled mode, a human operator would select a target and then open fire. However, current U.S. military policy on autonomous systems prohibits automatic target engagement.
We don't need this. We don't need that at all, man. They'd have lost their mind. Can you imagine seeing that hop out the back of the truck? Instead of a real dog, they're gonna use those though. Oh nah, we getting to the end, man. We definitely come to the end, man. They about to pull those out. Economic collapse. All right, they even predicted Trump's assassination. Wow. And last but not least, Portugal is supposed to win the World Cup. Oh yeah, they bugging out with these AI robots, man. They wilding out. All right. And even, let's get on this. All right. Because when this came out? This came out in 2020 when everything was popping off and they were shutting everything out, shutting things down, wasn't it? They had an episode on this so-called Osaka flu. All right. What it was talking about? He said, it was titled Marge and Change. The season 4 episode features a sick Asian worker sneezing on a shipment of juicers that many of the residents of Springfield wish to purchase, which kicks off an Osaka flu outbreak. As people panic, they knock over a truck they think has the cure, but instead demolish a crate marked killer bees, which then swarm. Earlier this week, scientists said they had spotted Asian giant hornets. Now, this was back in 2020. Also known as murder hornets in Washington state. And it's still unknown how they got there. Alright, one of the episode's writers, Mr. Oakley, initially told the Hollywood Reporter back in March that he didn't like the internet pointing to the episode as a predictor of the pandemic. Says, I don't like it being used for nefarious purposes. The idea that anyone misappropriates it to make that virus seem like an Asian plot is terrible, Oakley said. In terms of trying to place blame on Asia, I think that is gross. But on Wednesday, he conceded the similarities, tweeting, "Okay, fine. I guess we did." Yeah. So he switched up and said, "Well, yeah, I guess we did do that." All right, hold on. Go back to that real quick. So yeah, man, they predicting everything. All right, they playing with you. All right, they did the Trump thing. They had Lady Gaga. She did perform at the Super Bowl. Smart watches. They even predicted that Tiger attack. All right, the show was in 1993, and 10 years later, I think was it 10 years later? Yeah, 2003, a tiger attacked him during a show. So yeah, man, you see what's going on, right? All right, they're playing God, right? All right. Now, why is that? Well, these writers of The Simpsons are part of that Illuminati. All right, as you can see, he throwing up the triple hand gestures, showing his allegiance. That's the creator of The Simpsons right there. This is the most controversial cartoon series in history. Mm, mm. Obviously, no one can see into the future except the Most High. So how does the Simpsons know what's going to happen before it happens? Well, this is called predictive programming, manipulating the minds of the masses. All right. Now you will realize what the Simpsons does is a technique called predictive programming. All right. It's used to condition the masses, leaks plans. All right. So they just telling you straight up without telling you. Okay. And yeah, we see what's going on, right? All right, we see what's going on. Now, this guy Matt, the creator, he's from Oregon. All right, and Oregon, yes, Oregon is the 33rd state. All right, he's from Portland, Oregon. If you know about 33, you know that's like a very high Masonic number for them. All right. Uh, it was admitted to the Union on February 14th, Valentine's Day, huh? Valentine's Day. And it just so happened that Mr. Groening, let me see, where he at? Oh yeah, we on you today. He was born February 15th, the day after. Is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence? I don't know. We gonna keep it rolling. We gonna keep it rolling. Let me see. Now, the main character is Homer, right? Homer is actually ancient Greek poet, creator of the Iliad and the Odyssey. All right, and they say he's considered one of the most influential authors in history. Is Homer, right? Okay, all right. Now his these books are filled with a bunch of Greek mythology in them. Okay, and if you know about the Greek mythology, they just copy things from the Bible. All right, Greek myth and the Bible. Okay, and this is a guy doing a review on something by Bruce Luden. All right, so he says Luden makes his position on the relationship between Greek myth and the Bible loud and clear. All right, let's see what it say on here. In support of his hypothesis, Loudon calls attention to the presence of the name of the Achaeans in both Hittite and Hebrew, pointing to other linguistic, cultural, and historical points of contact as well. All right, he says the Hebrews were aware of the Greeks. All right, now this is actually the other way around. The Greeks were aware of the Hebrews, equated with the Philistines. These Greeks can also be deduced from the family line of Japheth, whom is Javan equals Ionian, two of whose children, Kition and Rodian, can be associated with Cyprus and Rhodes respectively. All right. What did it say? As for the time of composition, Loudon follows those who argue that the Pentateuch, which is another phrase they use for the Torah, took shape under the editing of Ezra. A time of greater awareness of and acquaintance with Greek culture when the scribes no longer accepting the reality of others people's gods edited out earlier divine characters by describing them as glorified mortals. Oh, so they edited them out to glorify as mortals. Okay? Because of the importance of the broad popularity of the Iliad, furthermore argues that Hebrew scribes, showing their awareness of Greek culture, which is the other way around, they patterned Saul after Agnon, David after Achilles, and Samuel after Colchis. All right, now they got this backwards. All right, they took real historical biblical people and turned them into Greek gods, man. All right, that's what they did. As for the New Testament, it was compiled and edited during a period when Hellenic education was dominant in Near East, one that featured Homer, Hesiod, and Euripides in particular. But as the reader will see, Loudon also includes Virgil and Ovid, oh, that look familiar, as possible models. The Hebrew Bible and the New Testament. Oh, see? Hebrew Bible and the New Testament. All right, I do not have the space to discuss all these chapters. Okay. So yeah, pretty much. All right, this Homer guy was turning real people into Greek gods. All right. So that's what they do, man. They copy us and then they remix it. All right. So now you see why they use Homer. Now, what we got going on today. Everybody talking about these files, right? All right. Did the Simpsons predict that too? Yes, it did. Okay. Let's see. One of the old episodes from the show's 12th season featured a creepy old man who lives on an island. Oh, that was in the 12th season. They had a creepy old man who lives on an island. The old man eerily paralleled Jeffrey. All right? It paralleled Jeffrey right there in the 12th season, man. All right? So they just telling you everything on this show, man. Okay? Now, there's a lot of people today, they seeing these files, man, they starting to get freaked out. All right? But if you was paying attention back when they shut everything down back in 2020, you knew all this stuff back then. So it took 6 years for this stuff to really come out. That let you know, man, they playing with you, man. All right? They playing with you. Now, we're going to get a quick video of some people freaking out just to show you. But pretty graphic stuff on the show. On this
They're eating
yeah,
babies,
TikTok joint real quick.
baby intestines taste
Whoa. We're just gonna run through it.
youngest
Just gonna run through it.
victim. We still had her umbilical cord
Whoa.
as a society. I feel like everybody's just acting normal. But every day I discover something that's more atrocious, more evil. And they're running our country. They're the rich people. They're the famous people. They're everything.
Just realize
that I'm seeing on here and threads. Just these specific ones. Right thing, look into this. Stop being fucking silent.
Of somebody who was there, and these names are redacted, and then at the bottom was a graphic description of the photo, and in graphic detail all the things. And she was severely wounded. So I've now just seen that movie in my head.
Okay, that's enough. Alright. We ain't gonna get into all the graphic details. It's sick. It's definitely sick. Alright. But just know, whatever they put out there for you to get emotional over, they playing with you. Oh yeah, the stuff is real. But them putting it out right now, it's something else more sinister going on. Now, since we talking Matrix and numbers and all that today, I got a little video from the guy. I think he does the best. He's best at breaking down numbers, right? And letting you know what's really going on. So I got a little 7-minute video. All right, he's gonna kick back and let him let you know. All right. This is coming from Mr. Zachary Hubbard. I'm gonna let him take the floor for a second. All right, let's get it, man. Let's get it, Zach.
Welcome back, Truth Seeker. The latest buzz with the Epstein files is that Les Wexner, the man behind Victoria's Secret, is the guy who really got him going. And of course, if you've been following all the Epstein files crap, they're essentially putting every major thing that's ever happened on Epstein. He looks like quite the fall guy. And this thing looks like quite the psyop. And with regards to the latest buzz about Les Wexner, Congress is traveling to his state, Ohio State, to get his testimony today. He doesn't even have to fly into the Capitol. They're going to go meet him at his doorstep. But what I want you to see is the nonstop ritualism. Notice, today is 163 days after Les Wexner's birthday, the day he'll be giving his testimony. And what does Jeffrey Epstein equal in gematria? It equates to 163. This should remind you that Jeffrey Epstein supposedly died 163 days from his birthday. And there's been numerous rituals with this same number, 163, in the ongoing saga of Jeffrey Epstein. You might recall Haley Robson. She said, "This is no hoax," because, lately Trump's been calling it.
So what he does is he uses a gematria calculator, right? And that's just converting letters into numbers. So each letter has a numerical value. Like, I think the original is like ABC, it equals 1, 2, 3, and so on, right? And they got it in different ways. You can do it in reverse, like A equals like 26 or something like that, and do it backwards, or you can do it like something called cardinal, and they got all different type of ways you can figure these numbers out, right? So that's all it is, man. He breaks down the numbers, which they like to use as their code system, all right, for these rituals that they do. All right, so he just letting you know about the numbers. All right, there you go.
Fake news. But just look, Haley Robeson, for example, 163. Jeffrey Epstein, 163. This is no hoax, 163. Remember, Epstein was born on January 20th. He would have turned 72 on Inauguration Day. Of course, in Gematria, President Trump equals 72, as does Jesuit order. And remember, that was the day that his school, both J.D. Vance's school and Les Wexner's school, Ohio State, won the college football championship, because they are going to Ohio State today. But yeah, Epstein, dead on Tisha B'Av, August 10th, 2019, 163 days from his birthday. And it's funny how her name also equates with Tisha B'Av, which is also known as the 9th of Av, because that's the day to remember the destruction of Solomon's and Herod's temple. And why did the Babylonians tear down Solomon's temple? Because of sexual depravity. Again, all these things are little jokes, but again, the whole thing's been a joke by the numbers from the beginning. Epstein supposedly took his life. Look at the gematria overlap. Some people think he was murdered. Look at the overlap. Again, Epstein, 163 days from his birthday. Notice how Jeffrey Epstein equates with sacrifice. Notice how Jeffrey Epstein equates with sex, Trafficking, as well as temples, since he died on the day to remember the destruction of the temples. They say the body's the temple. This person was abusing young girls' bodies. He was a temple abuser. By the way, Les Wexner's 88 years old right now. Notice how Epstein and Trump both equal 88, like ooish. Don't forget Trump, when Epstein died, he was fresh off winning the 58th election after announcing from the 58-story Trump Tower. Again, there's been 1,058 rituals with Epstein and the Epstein files. Epstein files literally equates to 58. The first release of the Epstein files when Trump came into office was on the 58th day of the year. But yeah, Epstein died 58 days after Trump's birthday. Again, just all these repetitive patterns over and over again. And don't forget, this time around, Trump supposedly got 58% of the Electoral College vote. Get in gematria, Freemasonry equals 58, like Rosicrucian, like Secret Society, like Hillary's book about why she lost, titled What Happened. Again, the Masons, their secrets are in Solomon's Temple, which goes with Tisha B'Av. The first degree of Freemasonry is the entered apprentice. Trump's obviously the apprentice. Again, all this is one big, sick joke and one major distraction to keep your eye off the ball. The ball is, you should be getting rid of this tyrannical government that lies to you every day, overtaxes you, poisons you. These are the things that matter, not this might as well be fictional character, Jeffrey Epstein, where every single story that comes out is just more news by the numbers. And as the story goes, the fish just keeps getting bigger, you know? You guys, look at how ridiculous it is now. They're literally trying to connect every major thing that happened in history to Jeffrey Epstein. It's a joke. As Bitcoin's imploding, Jeffrey Epstein's now maybe the guy behind Bitcoin. I mean, it's just, see my work on Bitcoin over the years. Don't forget, Bitcoin equals 72, like money, like Epstein would have turned 72 on Inauguration Day. Oh, and for one more point, since they're going to Ohio State for this testimony today, and J.D. Vance also went there, and again, Inauguration Day is the 201st day of the nation's age, and Ohio State won the championship on Inauguration Day. Isn't it funny that it's the 201st day of J.D. Vance's age? He's the one candidate, or I should say the one guy in the Oval Office who hasn't been put in the Epstein files yet. A little bit younger, right? Born in that infamous year of 1984. Yeah, I just had to get into the fact that, it's 163 days after his birthday. And like I said, every time there's an Epstein story that comes out, it is by the numbers. And that's not an exaggeration. It's an absolute fact. And of course, that's true about everything that's in the news, because this is how it's created every single day, Kabbalistically. I don't know why people are having so much trouble understanding this. The cabal controls your media and your government, and that's why they use the knowledge of Kabbalah to give you the headlines day after day. Again, this practice of coding numbers into words comes from Kabbalah. We'll leave it there for now, True Seeker.
Word. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you, man. All right. Dicing and slicing the hijack today. All right, that was the warm up. Now we're going to turn up on them. Are you ready to turn up on them? Let's go. All right, switched up the flow. All right, it's a little motivation right here. So he said they're all part of the cabal, man. What's the cabal, man? A group of people united in some close design usually promote their private views or interests in ideology, a state, or another community. So they want to keep you in a state of hell, man. All right, you think you living in whatever state you in? Nah, man. Every state is designed to be a state of hell. All right, that's why they use double talk. All right, your state could mean where you at, but it also could mean what state of mind are you in? What state are you in, man? All right, each state is designed to keep you trapped in the matrix. All right, cabal is derived from Kabbalah. All right, mystical interpretation of Hebrew scripture. So they taking the scripture and they turning it into mystical things, man. Okay, that's all they doing. Think they slick. Keep rolling, man. All right, and they also got this thing called skull and bones. All right, known as the Order 322. This is the Brotherhood of Death. Brotherhood of Death, huh? 322. All right, which started at Yale University in Connecticut. All right, let's see. Oh, what I do? I hit something. All right, Skull and Bones is considered one of the big three in Ancient Eight. Ancient Eight. They got that movie Hateful Eight. I like that movie too. Wonder if that got something to do with this, but yeah, man. All right, 322. Let's get some more about these Skull and Bones real quick, man. All right. Skull and Bones. That's why you see Skull and Bones everywhere. Like we got the University of Virginia over here. All right, the symbol look like Skull and Bones. Okay. Where does this 322 come from? This come from Genesis 322. I told you they mock scripture. All right. Genesis 322, and the Most High said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. So they know good, but they choose evil. All right. All right. This is what it looked like. It started as all pale face, but I think they got a mixed variety. It was all men. All right. Just gonna run through this. I ain't gonna spend too much time. This is what it this place they got called the Tomb over there in Yale, man. All right. Let me see what they got. George Bush was a part of this. A lot of presidents was a part of this. Secret Society. I'm pretty sure you know about the Skull and Bones, right? Okay. Now, what else are they mocking with this Skull and Bones? Well, hold on. All right. Let's get it. Okay. Turn this up a little bit. Yeah. right, Ezekiel 37, talking about the valley of dry bones. Like Mr. Graham said in the beginning of the video, right? All right, so we got the valley of dry bones. If you know about this scripture, this is about bringing the sticks together. Hawaii bringing all the sticks, the different tribes together. All right, and they will join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou mean by these? Say unto them, thus says Hawaii, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus says Hawaii, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king shall be king to them all. All right, talking Dawi. All right, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore. Neither shall they defile themselves anymore with their idols, nor with detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I, Hawaii, will save them out of their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them, so they be my people, and I will be their power. And David, my servant shall be king. All right. I don't see JC name right there. I see Dawid. All right. And they shall have one shepherd. And they shall also walk in my judgment, observe my statutes, and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob, my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, they and their children's children forever. David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them, and shall be an everlasting covenant with them. And I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. So, this is the resurrection of a dead nation, all right? But it's more like a sleep nation. All right, this is about bringing life, the spirit of life. All right, this whole chapter is about bringing eternal life back to Israel. But what they are doing is opposite. All right? They take everything and flip it around opposite. They're bringing death with this skull and bones, man. Okay? Enough of that. Now we're going to get another little video in real quick. I'm keep the music playing on this because they got some background music. So check this one out, man. This one here. It's a wild one right here. All right, let's go.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke.
I'm right behind him. Not supposed to stare at it directly, but I can't help it. If I touch it, will it heal my baldness? Oh.
All right, this is dealing with the Illuminati card game, man. Check this out. Came out in 1995. Okay, they got the music playing. Can we mute that? Let's mute that, man. All right, they trying to show you my man Trump can't keep his mouth closed. Look at all these pictures. He doing the same pose, man. All right. Now that card came out in 1995, man. You see it got the same expression, right? You see that, right?
Movement. Man won the election. Give him a chance.
And now you're going to run for president. Don't you think that's a really cool idea, you guys? You'll keep them honest. You'll keep them honest, Donald. Personally, I hope you win, because I can't wait for the the inauguration.
This will be the year the American people say enough is enough. This will finally be the year the American people say enough is enough. Enough is enough.
It was the American people saying enough is enough. They're fed up.
And say enough is enough.
Say enough is enough. Enough is enough. And we do not tolerate this kind of behavior in this country.
Me, the guy who hosted The Apprentice and sold steaks. But enough is enough. It has to be stopped. It has to be stopped now. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
A new world order.
President Trump's foreign policy mean a new world order. Joining us now to discuss.
Can we skinny dip? At Camp David? Sure. They couldn't keep pants on Kissinger.
There's a need for a new world order. Your new world order can be created. Without my help and knowledge, every one of you will be dead. Got a name?
Trump.
I bet it fits. Your name is Trump? How long are you gonna let this con man walk around town? Be careful, son. I can sue you.
I don't intend to sit here and be insulted, Sheriff. If your people don't want my help, I can go elsewhere.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Trump. You don't talk for the rest of us.
Since the sheriff wouldn't stop Trump, Hobie had to find somebody who would.
You hear about Trump? Yes, sir. What are you gonna do about him? What do you want me to do? Stop him. Now, there's nothing in the world could change their minds. And anybody who tries to could end up getting hurt. They're not going to listen. Well, there's got to be some way to stop him. Well, if there is, I don't know it. It's funny how a big lie can make us all kids again.
Hobie had checked the town. The people were ready to believe. Like sheep, they ran toward the slaughterhouse. And waiting for them was the high priest of fraud.
I am the only one. Just me. I can build a wall around your homes that nothing will penetrate.
What do we do? How do we save ourselves?
You ask, how do you build that wall? You ask, and I'm here to tell you.
You're a liar, Trump. Trump's sure having his way. You're going to go back and tell him, Trump. What? You're going to go back and tell him it's a fake. You did a good job working him up into this mood, and now let's see you talk your way out of it.
You don't think I'd lie, do you? You don't want an answer to that. No, I don't need you now. Every minute you're alive, my neck's in trouble. Hand over those saddlebags. I'll take them.
Until the crowd knew that everything Trump had said was a lie, there was no hope for Talbot.
Welcome to room 9.
Looking good, number 9, looking good.
Where's your dignity?
All right, I think you got the point, man. All right, see how they playing games, right? Playing games. I got another video. All right, one more. All right, it's coming from my man, the fittest flat earther. All right, this one is for fun, but is it true? Let's see.
Happy President's Day. What was it he said again? I cannot tell a lie. Well, that's Glenn Close. Glenn. And that's Glenn Close's husband. Oh, and that's Martha Washington. You know Martha, right? George's wife. And that's Harry S. Truman, and that's Ed Harris from the Truman Show. That's a funny hand symbol there. I wonder what it means. And that's Ryan Gosling and Franklin Roosevelt. And that's Franklin's cousin, Teddy Roosevelt. And that's Robin Williams, who just happened to play Teddy in the movie Night at the Museum. Play Teddy. And that's James Buchanan and Hannibal Lecter himself, Anthony Hopkins. And well, you all know who that is, and that's Andrew Jackson, President Fillmore, and Alec Baldwin, President Harrison, and Harrison Ford. Thanks for that one, Katie. President John Tyler, and actor from Star Wars, Peter Cushing. Abraham Lincoln, Clint Eastwood. Always tell us.
Well, Abe.
Speaking of they always tell us, Walter White, aka Bryan Cranston, and Ulysses S. Grant, Presidente Grant.
Presidency? That's one for you. Yeah, I see. Presidente Grant, very important man. See?
What a coincidence that they both have the exact same 2 moles on their face in the exact same spot in relation to their nose and their mustache. Presidente Grant, Walter White, WW33. They always tell us. Jake Gyllenhaal, President Nixon. And Dumber star Jeff Daniels and President McKinley. Andrew Johnson, Tommy Lee Jones, aka Stevie Ray Vaughan as well. General Patton, and well, you know who. And you know who played this guy, good old 80s President Reagan in a movie recently? Dennis Quaid. You know, Dennis Quaid, who was married to Meg Ryan. And I always say they bring their wives with them. Look at that pronounced cheek. But it's a new one, so you know I need to provide a little bit more evidence than that. Like these 2 and the ones right here that line up exactly across. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. But then if you just go down, I couldn't help but notice this guy. This little scar right there. Oh, that matches right there. Thanks to my awesome subscriber, Mac, for this alley-oop. And if you have an interest in being part of some angel hunter as well, I have an amazing community on the FB platform of subscribers that hunt them down every day. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I'm sure they're just clones, people. They didn't just create clones so you wouldn't realize there were fallen angels here. Entertainment only. Happy.
Yeah. Entertainment only, huh? Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Keeping it moving. Alright, we keeping it moving, man. Okay. Alright, you know he showed your boy Mr. Jeffrey, right? Alright. Yeah. Alright, could he be? Is it so? This man been around for 300 years, they say. Vampire. Probably been around longer than that. Alright, notice he's on a $20 bill. And he was born on January 20th, huh? Coincidence? Alright. So, what have we learned so far? They want you to be a Simpsons character, man. Alright? They want you to play along. Alright? And stay dumb. But the Matrix is breaking. And this ain't the Simpsons. That's me, man. I turned myself into a Simpsons character, man. This ain't the Simpsons, man. Alright? This is real. And the Most High is not playing with y'all. Alright? Time is almost up. So you're getting exposed today. Whether you like it or not. Now, let's keep it moving. We got some more great things to get into. Got some more great things to get into. Alright. Let me see. Okay, so we was reading Daniel earlier, right? Alright. Now, when you get to Daniel chapter 11, it's going to tell you about the kings of the south and north. Alright. Now, this, it's a lot to unpack. Alright. You really got to meditate on the book of Daniel. Alright. To get some understanding. Okay. It would really take me a whole video to break this down. Alright. But I'm just going to read this bottom part. The king who exalts himself. Okay. Alright. Then the king will do as he pleases and will exalt and magnify himself above every god. Let's zoom that in. Alright. And he will speak monstrous things against the Most High, the power of powers. Alright. He will be successful until the time of wrath is completed. Alright. I guess that's the end of the 400 years. For what has been decreed must be accomplished. He will show no regard for the powers of his fathers, nor for the one desired by women, nor for any other power, because he will magnify himself above them all. And in their place he will honor a power of fortresses, a power his fathers did not know, with gold, silver, precious stones, and riches. He will attack the strongest fortresses with the help of a foreign power, and will greatly honor those who acknowledge him, making them rulers over many and disturbing the land for a price. At the time of the end, the king of the south will engage him in battle, but the king of the north will storm out against him with chariots, horsemen, and many ships, invading many countries and sweeping through them like a flood. He will also invade the beautiful land, and many countries will fall, but these will be delivered from his hand: Edom, Moab, and the leaders of the Ammonites. He will extol his power over many countries, and not even the land of Mizraim, Egypt, will escape. He will gain control of the treasures of gold and silver and over all the riches of Mizraim. And the Libyans and Cushites will also submit to him. But news from the east and the north will alarm him, and he will go out with great fury to destroy many and to devote them to destruction. He will pitch his royal tents between the sea and the beautiful holy mountain, but he will meet his end with no one to help him. All right, so this is happening at the end, because the very next chapter, all right, let's get a little bit. At that time, Michael, Archangel Michael, the great prince who stands watch over your people, will rise up. There will be a time of distress, the likes of which will not have occurred from the beginning of nations until that time. But at that time, your people, everyone whose name is found written in the book, will be delivered. And many who sleep in the dust of the earth will awake, some to everlasting life, but others to shame and everlasting contempt. Then the wise will shine like the brightness of the heavens, and those who lead many to righteousness will shine like the stars forever and ever. All right? But you, Daniel, shut up these words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many will run or will roam to and fro, and knowledge will increase. Ain't that right now? Knowledge is increasing, right? Many running to and fro. All right, so this is end time prophecies, end times. All right, they trying to take you to Revelations. This where they get it from. They stealing in Revelations. This is the original. Okay, I got one more little quick video. I thought this was interesting because I was just looking up King of North, right? Just, you know what I'm saying, trying to get some more, see what people saying. And then I ran into this. All right. Now, I'm not saying the man is accurate. This is just something to put on your mind. All right, because I was led to this for a reason. I wasn't looking for this. I just ran into it. Let's get it.
Going online, and then shortly after that a website and Google videos before YouTube, and then YouTube. So been doing it for a while, and I started saying, wait a minute, I believe we're in the end times. What do we see? What are the power blocks? And people kept telling me, oh, Europe's going to be the beast power. I'm like, Europe's falling apart. Europe's ridiculous. They suck. They're weak, and they're weak today. They're falling apart, as we're going to get into. So I started looking and saying, wait a minute, what's the strongest military on the planet? Because I was reading Revelation 13, who can make war with the beast, right? What does that imply? It implies the strongest military on the planet. Who is that? It's the United States of America, our military. So I started saying, wait, this is making sense. And it's not just the United States. It's NATO. It's the European Union. It's the G7. It's the Club of Rome. And I was coming up with all these pieces. I was getting dismissed and laughed at. Well, I was just watching today, and I watch every day. People are talking about BRICS non-stop. I've been talking about the kings from the East since 2003, getting ridiculed, laughed at, and thrown out of groups. Do you understand what I'm saying? That happened to me. But the proof's always in the pudding. It is what it is. I'm not a prophet. I'm not clairvoyant. I'm just reading the words. We already have the prophecies. I'm just like saying, hey, I'm trying to line up with what my eyeballs are seeing. What are the forces on the earth? The United States, NATO, European Union on one side, the G7 Club of Rome. Who runs NATO? Right? We do. It's out of the Pentagon. The President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, runs the Pentagon. What does that mean? He runs NATO. What is Trump doing today? Kicking them around, bossing them around, making them pay more money. Now, it just happened today. You had Denmark, France, Germany, England. They're all, these idiots, Ursula von der Leyen and this kind of callous, they're all talking about how we're going to fight Trump in Greenland. Just today, Denmark's saying, no, we're not fighting the United States. No, we're fighting Russia. Because they're sending all this military into Greenland now, with like one soldier at a time. It's ridiculous. So Denmark saw the writing on the wall. That, wait a minute, and they shifted completely to what Trump's been saying exactly. Now I don't know if it's the president or the leader of the military is saying, no, we're not lining up to fight against Trump. We're going to fight Russia. And they were denying that through their teeth until just today. I saw it today, January 17, 2026. Get your mind around it. Completely flip-flop. That's what the King of the North does. That's what Trump does. He just set up some board of peace for the Middle East. Get your mind around it. With the worst, one of the worst genocidal maniacs on the earth, Tony Blair, and his son-in-law. I mean, just get your mind around it. That's what's happening. That's exactly what I'm seeing. And I started talking about Trump back in 2015, 2016. And not initially. I didn't get it initially. I thought it was some kind of a joke. He didn't have any political background. He has zero, nothing to do with politics. Just until he ran for president and he won. So he started coming up on my radar. Then I started saying, wait a minute. I think when he bombed, he sent some cruise missiles into Syria and they hit the desert. And I told myself, wait a minute. This guy is now commanding the United States military to bomb other countries. And then it started clicking to me, wait a minute. He's the King of the North. He's going to lead the G7, the Club of Rome, the beast power, the 7 heads, 10 horns that were sitting right here on this little animal I had until my nephew threw it across the room and broke it into pieces. I built that, 7 heads and 10 horns. That's from the statue of Daniel chapter 2 and Daniel 7, exactly. So no one else is saying what I'm saying on the entire planet. And I'm not bragging. I look, I watch, I study, I research. No one else has even put 2 and 2 together, not even close. The main reason is they haven't got the Holy Spirit. They don't obey the Creator. They put trees in their houses, right? They put eggs in their yard. They put pumpkins on their patios. Valentine's Day, Whit Sunday, Mardi Gras, on and on and on. Completely did away with the 10 Commandments to keep the first day of the week. They do not have the Holy Spirit. If you're going to defy the Creator, He is not going to show you. And I'm not perfect by any stretch. I mean, I'm a sinner like the rest of us, but I'm trying. And I had to go through things in my life with religion. And then in the airlines, I was supposed to fly on 9/11. I got stuck in Missouri. We couldn't leave for 3 days because of the attack. Completely, that destroyed my aviation in the airline career. I'd be a 777 captain right now, or just retiring. But my airline went out of business because of 9/11. That's all there is to it. And plus, it opened the door for True Bread. So I have intimate knowledge of what I'm saying, is what I'm trying to tell you. And I've been to Shanksville, I've been to the Pentagon, I've been to the World Trade Center. I've made documentaries, I've studied it for years. You know, I've flown right over the top of Ground Zero while smoke was coming out of the hole, okay? Get your mind, in the airlines, get your mind around that. Right, I looked right down inside of it, boom, straight down. Because I could see it from where I was sitting. And so intimately involved, and that changed everything for your life, for my life, and it changed the trajectory. It opened a door, and I did not know. I was ready to go fight for George W. And I would have gone, I would have fought. And not today. So that's what's going on today with Trump, with Greenland, with now they want Iceland. The person he appointed as the governor of Greenland, like it's already a done deal, which it already is a done deal if you ask me, they're going to want Iceland next. And you know Canada's over here terrified because before Trump was going after Greenland, he said, wow, wouldn't it be neat if we had Canada? So what does it make you think he's going to do? That's what the King of the North would do, the beast power. The King of the North runs the G7 Club of Rome. The 7 heads and 10 horns. He's the little horn of Daniel chapter 7, verse 8. That's his function. That's exactly what he's doing. And I can't even keep up with it. I just tell my brother every single day. Can't even keep up with it. It's just like, I could just sit here and just do this all day long. You know, what's he done next? I didn't know about Greenland 2 weeks ago. I know he joked about it, but he's not joking anymore. No. And then Iceland, and then Venezuela. Now he's talking about the Panama Canal, talking about Nicaragua, Colombia, Mexico, Cuba, and then going into Africa, I think it's Nigeria, and then threatening Iran, telling the regime, see, this could take over everything. I've got something very important to talk about besides Trump today. He's telling Iranians, you better not hurt protesters. Well, who the hell is he to tell a foreign nation what to do in their own country? If you hurt people protesting your government, we're gonna send a B-2 over there and bomb you back into the Stone Age. Who the hell is he to be worried? That's just an excuse. So what they'll do, what the Zionists will do, Mossad and the CIA, and they'll say, well, we have a problem. We want to get rid of the regime, the Iranian regime. Let's just cause protests, just like they did in the Maiden, the Ukraine. They just set it up. It's called problem, reaction, solution. We need this to head like 9/11. Problem, reaction, solution. We need to attack. We need the United States military to attack Iraq. How do we do that? Problem, reaction, solution.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you, man. All right. So I thought that was mighty interesting right there. Okay. Get your head around it. Like he said, wrap your head around it. All right. All right. So, where we want to go next? Yeah, before we get to that, let's get some scriptures, man. Let's get some scriptures. Let's do that. All right. This is serious right here. All right. We're talking about Ezra. Second Ezra, or 4 Ezra, chapter 7. All right, verse 70. Okay. This is for the hijack. All right. This is for those that choose evil. Okay. That's who we chopping up today. All right. Verse 70. He answered me and said, when Hawa made the world and Adam and all who have come from him, he first prepared the judgment and the things that pertain to the judgment. And now understand from your own words, for you have said that the mind grows with us. For this reason, therefore, those who dwell on earth shall be tormented, because though they had understanding, they committed iniquity. And though they received the commandments, they did not guard them. And though they obtained the Torah, they dealt unfaithfully with what they received. What then will they have to say in the judgment? Or how will they answer in the last times? For how long the time is that Yahweh has been patient with those who inhabit the world, and not for their sake, but because of the times which he had foreordained. I answered and said, if I have found favor in your sight, O Yahweh, show this also to your servant, whether after death, as soon as every one of us yields up his soul, we shall be kept in rest until those times come when you will renew the creation, or whether we shall be tormented at once. He answered me and said, I will show you that also, but do not be associated with those who have shown scorn, nor number yourself among those who are tormented, for you have a treasure of works laid up with Yahweh. But it will not be shown to you until the last times. Now concerning death, the teaching is, when a decisive decree has gone forth from Yahweh that a man shall die, as soon as the Ruach leaves the body to return again to him who gave it, first of all, it adores the glory of the Most High. And if it is one of those who have shown scorn and have not guarded the way of Yahweh, and who have despised his Torah, and who have hated those who fear Yahweh, such Ruachov spirit shall not enter into the habitations, but shall immediately wander about in torments, ever grieving and sad in 7 ways. The first way, because they have scorned the Torah of Yahweh. The second way, because they cannot now make a good repentance that they may live. Third way, they shall see the reward laid up for those who have trusted the covenants of Yahweh. The fourth way, they shall consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days. The fifth way, they shall see how the habitations of the others are guarded by angels in profound quiet. The sixth way, they shall see how some of them will pass over into torments. The seventh way, which is worse than all the ways that have been mentioned, because they shall utterly waste away in confusion and be consumed with shame, and shall wither with fear at seeing the glory of the Most High, before whom they sinned while they were alive, and before whom they are to be judged in the last times. Now this is the order of those who have guarded the ways of Yahweh, when they shall be separated from their mortal body. During the time that they lived in it, they laboriously served Yahweh, and withstood danger every hour, that they might guard the Torah of the Torah giver perfectly. Therefore, this is the teaching concerning them. All right. Yahweh. Now let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15. All right. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 1. But you, O Yahweh, are gracious and true, long-suffering, and in mercy ordering all things. For if we sin, we are yours, knowing your power, but we will not sin, knowing that we are accounted yours. For to know you is perfect righteousness, yea, to know your power is the root of immortality. For neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor, the sight whereof entices fools to lust after it, and so they desire the form of a dead image that has no breath. But they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things, and are worthy to have such things to trust upon. For the potter, tempering soft earth, fashions every vessel with much labor for our service. Yea, of the same clay he makes both the vessels that serve for clean uses, and likewise also all such as to serve to the contrary. But what is the use of either sort? The potter himself is the judge. In employing his labors lewdly, he makes a vain Elohim or power of the same clay. And he which a little before was made of earth himself, and within a little while after returns to the same, when his life, which was lent him, shall be demanded. Notwithstanding his care is not that he shall have much labor, nor that his life is short, but strives to excel goldsmith and silversmiths, and endeavors to do like the workers in brass, and counts it his glory to make counterfeit things. His heart is ashes, his hope is more vile than earth, and his life of less value than clay. For as much as he knew not his maker, and him that inspired into him an active soul, and breathed in a living ruach, but they counted our life a pastime, and our time here a market for gain. For, say they, we must be getting every way, though it be by evil means. For this man that of earthly matter makes brittle vessels and graven images, knows himself to offend above all others. And all the enemies of your people that hold them in subjection are most foolish, and are more miserable than very babes. For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be power, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. As for their feet, they are slow to go. For man made them, and he that borrowed his own ruach fashioned them. But no man can make an Elohim or power like unto himself. For being mortal, he works a dead thing with wicked hands. For he himself is better than the things which he worships. Whereas he lived once, but they never. Yea, they worship those beasts. They worship those beasts also that are most hateful. For being compared together, some are worse than others. Neither are they beautiful, so much as to be desired in respect of beasts, but they went without the praise of the Most High and his blessing. All right. Yeah. All right. That's for the hijack. I was going to get the next chapter, but I think we're just going to keep it rolling, man. I think we get it now. All right. Let's roll. And we going. We're going to hit this map real quick. Let me see. All right. I was just looking around at maps, and then I ran into this one, right? All right, this is a map with Presta John in the middle. All right, Presta Johan. All right, Presta John, right? The lineage of King David. All right, Presta John, who they searched for 500 years. All right, you see the Presta, right? Look at the Presta. He got locks. What do you got going on? All right, and then as you can see, we got a lot of castles around here, man. All right, but what I noticed right underneath the Presta, all right, is this guy. I don't know what the names say right there, but do you see this? Look, what is this? A dog head or a goat head, or what is this, man? It's an animal head. All right, right next to the Presta, huh? Look, now this is when the Presta was hanging out in Africa. So they say. All right, because this is supposed to be Africa. But they got a dog head right next to them. I was like, what? All right, and there's a lot of crazy little stuff going on here, man. All right, you got this, I don't know, this human or this is an ape man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This map was interesting. I was like, what? It's called the Catalan map of 1450. And over here we got a woman satyr. We got a mermaid. All right, another mermaid, man. It's a lot going on, man. All right, it's supposed to be Africa. It's supposed to be Europe and Asia, I think. But yeah. I said, what this dog head doing right next to Prester John, right? All right. So if you don't know, the race of the dog heads were called cynocephali. All right, having the head of a canid, typically of a dog or jackal. Okay. All right. It says including ancient Egypt, Libya, Greece, India, and China, which is all right here in the Americas. All right. They took all these places from America and moved them all around. But yeah, it says the Greeks and Romans called a species of apes cynocephales. These apes are suspected to be baboons. Baboons. All right. And here you go. All right. Cynocephali. They say it's from the Nuremberg Chronicle. Okay. Now, interesting enough, there is a Nuremberg in Germany. All right. But there's also, we'll go to another map. All right. Stay with me now. I'm going somewhere. Let's see. All right. This is America. And you got Terra de Nuremberg right next to Canada. Okay. All right. Now, which Nuremberg is it? All right. This is Nuremberg right here. So what Nuremberg they talking about, man? It's right there. All right. And notice where it's at. All right. So let's go back. All right. We're going to cruise through this real quick. So this cynocephali, right? Dog head. All right. All right. Cynocephali was familiar to the ancient Greeks from representations of the Egyptian gods Duamutef, son of Horus. Son of Horus. All right. Wepwawet, the opener of ways, and Anubis, the god of the dead. Okay. So it said Anubis, right? It said Horus. Okay. Now, what is that? A lot of this Greek mythology is mixed up together and they just kind of like separated some stuff. But Odin, Hermes, Thoth, and Anubis are actually all one god, false god, little g, with many faces. All right, these are all the same. Okay, all of these are the same, man. And there go that the dog head right there. Okay, Anubis. All right, that's Hermanubis. That's Hermes Trismegistus. That's Hermes and that's Odin. They're all the same. All right, they're all the same. Okay. Anubis had the dog head. All right. So we talking about a dog man. All right. People have had creepy encounters with dog men. All right. I don't know if this is a real picture or fake, man, but I better not see that. running towards me. All right, body of a man, the head of a dog or wolf. Remember Simpsons? They were on the Fox network, which is part of the dog species, right? Now look, the dog man is often described as a large bipedal creature with the body of a man, head of a dog, wolf covered in dark fur. Sightings suggest it stands between 6 to 7 feet tall with broad shoulders. Most often associated with remote forests, just like satyrs, in rural areas of the Midwest, particularly Michigan and Wisconsin. The legend of the Dogman is rooted in both Native American lore and modern cryptic sighting. So yeah, this is all the spots where they seen Dogman, right? The Michigan Dogman, 1887. So that would make sense why Michigan mascot for University of Michigan is a werewolf. All right, there you go. All right, this is why they got the werewolf, Michigan Wolverines. All right, so we're moving quickly, y'all. We're gonna roll through it. This connects. Oh yeah, you also got the chupacabras, right? If you ain't never heard of these, all right, this is like from the look at that thing, man. All right, they said to suck blood from livestock across North, Central, and South America. Blood-sucking vampire beast. The chupacabra is a goat sucker. Is a monster. And let me see. What else it said? All right, that's the chupacabra. I'm just showing you real quick. All right, because we connecting all of this, keeping all this in mind. Hold on, that ain't the one. Here we go. All right, this is what it all boils down to. Okay, man, get that out of here. All right, Thoth. Okay, Thoth, Egyptian god of writing, magic, and wisdom, and the moon. Most important god of ancient Egypt. Said to be self-created or born of the seed of Horus. From the forehead of Set. All right, here you go, Thoth. Okay. All right, this is what it all goes back to right here, man. Okay, because he, also known as the Houthi, all right, he who is like the Ibis, okay, the Ibis is the same as the Iblis, all right, the Iblis, also known as Shaitan, okay, is the progenitor of the devils in Islam. Okay, according to the Quran, Iblis was thrown out of heaven after refusing to prostrate himself before Adam. Here's a picture. That's him. All right, everybody else is bowing down to Adam, but he didn't want to. So he got thrown out of heaven. You know the story, right? All right, he is often compared to the Christian concept of Satan. All right, so if you're looking for a Satan or adversary, look no further than your man, Thoth. All right, this is the guy. All right, this is what it all boils down to. Hermes. Okay, listen to this creation story, man. Hold on, This is crazy. Is it on here? Yeah, here you go. Listen to this. He was always closely associated with Ra and the concept of divine order. In a third story, the contendings of Horus and Set, when Horus and Set are fighting for the right to rule, Thoth is said to have been created from the semen of Horus, which was accidentally swallowed by Set during the struggle. Man, say what? What? See this, I was like, what? Wow. Alright, I ain't gonna read that again, man. But what in the world, man? Alright, this is what they do, man. This is what they believe in. Alright. He's credited with the creation of a number of branches of knowledge: law, magic, philosophy, religion, science, and writing. So he did everything, pretty much what they're saying. This is who they worship. Alright. If you didn't know. Alright. All different names, all different forms. I call him Azzy, remember? But this is him, man. Alright, they said a baboon, right? A baboon. That was the Cynocephali. Okay? The Greeks and Romans call a species of apes. These are suspected to be baboons. Alright, Thoth is Cynocephali in one of his forms. Okay? Now we're going to jump over here to a book and get a little bit from this book that I touched on before. Alright? This is called The Curse of Canaan. Alright? Curse of Canaan. Now this goes back to Cain. Okay? Cain and Abel? Cain. The transgression of Cain, the first murderer, is of remarkable significance in tracing the development of occult organizations in history. The Hebrew word for Cain is Cajun, from coon to chant, and from which we derive the slang terms for persons of mixed race, Cajuns and coons. From Cain descended Tubal Cain, whose name is used as a secret password of Freemasonry. Tubal Cain was the son of Lamech. Now this is where he messed up. All right, he got this as the brother to Noah. All right, now this ain't right. All right, this ain't right because all right, let me see. He was not the brother of Noah. All right, what we got it at? I know I got it on here somewhere. Is this it? No. Hold on, we're gonna find it. I just had it. Hold on, man. Dang, what'd I do with it? I know I had it. Look, sorry, where is that? Let me see something. Okay, here we go. Is it gonna pop up? Here we go. All right, so he mixed it up in this book. All right, they got two. This is the line of Cain. They got two Enochs. This is where you see the mockery first starting. All right, because we got Enoch, where the book of Enoch come from, and that's from the line of Seth. But you also have another Enoch, which is the son of Cain. All right, and you also have Mehujael from the line of Cain, which sounds like Mahalalel. And then you got Methuselah from Adam, from Seth, and you got Methusael from Cain. And then there is two Lamechs. All right, you got Lamech from Seth, and you got Lamech from Cain. All right, that's where you get Tubal Cain. This is from Cain. He's not the brother of Noah. Noah comes from Lamech of Seth. All right. So just to make sure you got that straight. All right. Now, okay. Tubal Cain became a blacksmith, and he later became renowned as the father of witchcraft and sorcery. His father Lamech was the son of, now they got Methuselah, but that's Methusalel. All right. They trying to hit you with the trickery, man. Okay. We might suppose that the two sons of Adam, Cain and Abel, having the whole world before them, would have little cause for discord. But Cain, being of the evil one, so they're saying that Cain actually was the son of Satan, all right, or the serpent, right? They say he didn't come from Adam. They say he came from a serpent, all right, according to this author. Sought a quarrel with his brother. The Bible recounts that they made offerings to the Most High, and that the Most High accepted offerings from Abel, but rejected the offerings of Cain, because he was unworthy, that is. He was of the serpent. Cain, overcome by wrath and jealousy, then slew Abel. The Midrash gives a somewhat more extended version that Cain persuaded Abel that they should divide the world between them. Cain would get all the land, Abel would have all the chattels thereon. Cain then informed Abel that he was standing on his land and that he should remove himself. Abel retorted that Cain was wearing clothes of animal skins, which belonged to Abel. They fought, and Cain slew Abel. All right. Now, I don't know if that's accurate, but hey. The Most High then banished Cain eastward of Eden in the land of Nod. He wedded a woman of pre-Adamite stock. So Cain married a woman of pre-Adamite stock. So this is referring to the two creation stories, wherein there were people created before Adam and Eve. All right. And Cain went and married one of those women, and thus compounded his faults. All right, Genesis 4:17 says Cain knew his wife, or had relations with his wife. And Cain's wife of forbidden or strange flesh, so his wife was of strange flesh, is borne out later in Jude 11, and referring to the men of Sodom and Gomorrah. Woe unto them, for they have gone the way of Cain, that is, seeking after strange flesh. The pre-Adamites were referred to by the Hebrew word nakash, to hiss, as a serpent, meaning Negro. All right, so they say. The Arab word kanas comes from the Hebrew word as well as kanus, or eight, the Arab word for devil, kanas. All right, now they're calling the devil kanas, okay? All right. Thus, the mixing of the races and the appearance of the devil in history are conjoined in the misdeeds of Cain. Cain is also reputed to have celebrated the first black mass, or the satanic mass, on earth. Oh, Cain did that, huh? Okay. The name of Cain survives today in Freemasonry in two forms which are integral to the most crucial tenets of this association. First of all, murder, the threat of murder, and the constant reenactment of murder are basic to the most important Masonic rituals, as Stephen King pointed out in his book, The Brotherhood, all right, which we already talked about, that brotherhood, right? That brotherhood of death. Shortly before his untimely death. So Stephen King pointed that out, and then he got taken out of here. Thus, a direct link to the first murderer, Cain. He's the first murderer. Is established by these rituals. The importance of the Cain legend to Freemasonry is also revealed by the fact that Cain slew his brother. In Freemasonry, if you are asked to act against your own brother in behalf of a fellow Mason, you must do so under pain of death. There have been many instances where a man was pursuing a lawsuit against a Mason, was astounded to have his own brother, who would be a Mason, come into court and commit perjury against him to help his brother Mason. This custom also survives in other organizations. All right, so yeah, that's how they get down. All right, and them Freemasons. All right. So I was just showing you this to show you that Cain is connected to this as well. All right, because if he married a pre-Adamite woman, if he was the seed of the serpent, all right, that means that he holds the serpent line. All right. Satanic practices throughout the world can be traced in the unbroken line directly back to Gnosticism, from Gnosis or knowing. Gnosis refers to knowing the secrets of mysteries, that is, the place where the relics are hidden, the pieces of Nimrod's body. The G, which is prominently featured in Masonic symbols, indicates not only its origin in Gnosticism, but also generation. So yeah, they got that G in the Freemason, right? All right, what that stand for? That stand for generation. That stand for Gnosis. All right, now I want to show you something else real quick on here before we get off of this book. And we're gonna keep it moving. Is that chart? Hold on. All right, now this is referring to New Testament stuff. All right, but I just want to point out, all right, that these Canaanites were dogs. Hence, you get the word canine, which is a dog. And then you got Canaanites, who were dogs. Okay, dogs. Real dogs. Dog heads. Okay? Remember, you weren't supposed to mess with none of them Canaanite women at all. But Esau went and married some Canaanite women, didn't he? All right? Yeah. So, let's keep rolling. We talked about that. So hence, you got places like this, right? Raising Cane's chicken fingers, whose mascot is a dog. And they're called Raising Cain. Are we talking about Cain, the first murderer who killed Abel? All right. And what's in that chicken, man? Good question. Raising Cain. So they're raising murderers. Look, underdog challenge. You know who the underdog is, right? That's Anubis. Dolph. That's the underdog. When they talk underdog, they're referring to Dolph. That's what this all goes back to, man. Now, I think we off of that. All right, we're going to get on some Matrix stuff because we talking about destroying the Matrix. When you return to greatness, when you return to Hawaii, you see clear and you destroy the Matrix around you. All right. Now, the movie, The Matrix, right? Which features Neo. Okay. Everybody knows about the Matrix. All right. So Neo is resurrected from the dead at the end of the Matrix. Okay. And that was right in front of a room, 303. All right. 33 is where he got resurrected from the dead in room 303, right in front of it, right? All right, told you they worship that number 33. JC died at 33, so did Alexander the Great. Now, they saying that Neo is supposed to be Christ. All right, JC. All right, JC is supposed to be Neo. Okay. Even Neo's Matrix name, Thomas Anderson, suggests a parallel with their so-called Christ. Anderson literally means son of man. Now, Christians swear up and down, son of man. All right, son of man was given to a lot of people. All right, that just means mortal. Why is Ezekiel called son of man if it is a title for JC, right? That's a good question. All right. JC is referred to as son of man in the New Testament 88 times. The term son of man is found also in the Old Testament. Prophet Ezekiel is called the son of man over 90 times. So now they're trying to explain this. All right. All right, but what they're doing is, as you can see, once again, the mockery. All right, JC is a mockery of you. All right, seed of Jacob. All right, and that's all they're doing. Now, the movie Matrix is supposed to be Neo, is supposed to be like the savior, right? All right. So they're mocking in this movie, The Matrix. They even got Zion in there, right? All right, Zion in the Matrix trilogy contrasts with the illusionary program of The Matrix. Okay? They got the Trinity in there, all right? So as you can see, we talking Matrix. We talking about destroying the Matrix. All right. Now remember, in the beginning of the Matrix movie, he was working in a cubicle, a box. All right. The Matrix. Now we're gonna let the creator tell you. Okay. The creator of the Matrix is actually. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The foolishness. Okay, that's cool. Hold on. I'm gonna let her talk to you a little bit. We're gonna skip through it though.
For money and damages. I didn't have to prove I was the owner of the Matrix and Terminator. All I had to do was put in 96 pieces of evidence to claim the money. They adapted my Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book and with the script with the same name into these movies and films that you guys are enjoying.
What the Matrix represents for some people, because you mentioned it, and we're going to definitely open that whole conversation up, is like the idea of wokeness, being woke. And it does seem that there is a wokeness about yourself. The Third Eye was the book that was at the heart of this conversation. It was something that you wrote that is now seen as something that was
concepts. Then what I saw for my science fiction franchise was the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. But past, present, and future time travel, no one had ever introduced that in a movie the way I introduced it. Where in the future, the machines are fighting the rebels. They hear the oracle's prophecy that a baby is going to be born that's going to take them out, destroy them. And they're trying to enslave mankind because now the AI have elevated consciously. They're like us, but they're ruthless. But also Kyle Reese, one of the rebels, hear the same oracle's prophecy. He's going to time travel to save Sarah Connor because they know Sarah Connor is destined to have the baby, JC, Jesus Christ, John Connor, who grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. Neo is an anagram for the one. John the Revelator was the only one to call Jesus the one. Neoone. This is why when you see the references to Neo, when the rebels come up and say, "You're my personal savior," in all the biblical references in the movies, Terminator and Matrix, Terminator End Time Revelations, because that's where the prophecy is that the Christ conscious would come back again, born of a woman. Not the first coming, but the second coming in the future. This is why it impacts the whole world, because here's the story again, but from Revelations. All I'm here.
Okay. Thanks, man. So now you see, all right? But they got it twisted, man. See, she got a cross on her neck. She got it twisted, man. All right? Because JC, let me see if I got an image real quick. Yeah. Come on, turn up, man. We almost at the end now. JC, huh? The man JC. Do we have to do it? Do we have to do it? Let me see. All right. Here you go. Zeus. Yeah, you see you throwing it up. You see him? All right. I don't know what order they got these numbers in, but yeah, he equals 666, huh? All right, which is also a mockery. Now, Zeus, god of thunder. See this? This is Zeus. Even the Power Rangers, man. All right, look, Gatorade, all this, okay? You see Zeus worship everywhere. Everywhere. Zeus is the same as Dolph Hermes. Okay? Dolph and Zeus are one and the same. If you didn't know, just got different stories, but a little bit, all right? Oh, yeah, by the way, Dolph, look, Set and Anubis, huh? So, huh? Dolph Moving Island. Right there, beyond the ice wall, you will reach Dolph's Moving Island. And it's right under South America. This is America, South America, Dolph Moving Island. So he is keeping an eye on you, huh? He got his eye on you, man. Okay? Watching, man. Scope. Remember, he's the greatest spell bearer. So remember, the Most High said he put a spell of stupor on you. So my logic is that he used Dolph. Since he's the master of spells, he's also the creator of religion. So you were put under the spell of religion by none other than your man Dolph, the adversary. Alright, he got many names. Hermes, whatever. It all goes back to him, man. Hold on, man. I can't find none of my stuff that I've been looking for. Here we go. Alright. Here we go. You put Jupiter, Zeus, and Krishna together, you got JC. Okay? There you go. Okay? Zeus plus Krishi equals JC. Alright? There we go. Now, I thought I had one more. I had one that said Hermes. I can't remember, find where it's at now. It's okay. It's all right. And look, he even jocking off of Jonah, man. Look at this. Look at the comparison between Jonah and JC, man. Look, both from Galilee, sent first to the Israelites, willing to die for his people, willing to die for his people. Preached and they refused. The Hebrews preached and they refused. Slept in a boat in the storm, slept in a boat in the storm. Look at this. The mockery, man. Okay? So Matrix is a playoff for you. Alright, ain't no second coming or no JC. That's a fictional character, man. But what's not fictional is the abomination of desolation, which comes from the book of Daniel where we was at, right? Now, later in the New Testament, the words of JC describe both a historical event related to the destruction of the temple. So here we go again with the mockery, man. Now, what is this abomination of desolation? All right. Abomination of desolation. There you go. Zeus with an eagle. Notice the eagle now. All right, hold on. I didn't mean to back all the way out. God, good gracious. Let me see something. Abomination. This is what they set up. All right, they say who set it up? Hold on. I need to go back to the other one. Who set up the abomination of desolation? All right, let me turn this down a little bit. Antiochus the Fourth. All right, Antiochus the Fourth, according to the ancient historian Josephus. All right, Mr. Piso, right, who helped write the New Testament, right? Antiochus profaned the temple in Jerusalem by erecting an idol, often described as an altar to Zeus, and outlawing the Hebrew practices sparking the Maccabean revolts. Okay? Now, yeah, no need to go there. Now, back to that. Let me see. So here you go, okay? Let's see. These idols of foreign powers are an abomination to the Hebrews. All right? That's supposed to be the Maccabean War. Okay. I knew it was something else I had to get out of here. Remember, Titus came through. All right, Titus came through with the boar and put it in the temple. All right, the pig. All right, I think he put blood everywhere. Look, what's that? Zeus lightning bolt or something. All right, it look like an eagle too. All right, but yeah, the Romans did almost exactly the same thing in AD 70. They set up their ensigns on the eastern gate and offered sacrifice to them. The main ensign was Aquila, the eagle that carries Zeus' lightning bolt. Okay, that's what that is. Okay. All right. Now, that's who JC is, Zeus. So he is the abomination of desolation, man. Okay. I think we got one more video here. All right. And then we're going to wrap this on up, man. There you go.
Versus at home, so people at home could hear it. What does it sound like?
You are meth.
I'm the meth. Yeah. But you see how I'm using the energy? Right now this limited tool will cap it, right? How do you feel the energy shift being here in the room?
Massive.
Okay? Now, by the way, if I wanted to be a nasty little troll, how bad can I troll you?
As hard as you want.
Well, can you see why I've done over 100 million in sales?
Yeah.
Just by talking. And you see why? They don't teach you this in marketing. A drug addict, if you actually think about it, is the hardest working person you've ever seen. Because what they're doing is they're like, I will hide from God. I can't just hide from God with like heroin, right? Like they are trying to hide from God the most, because what happens is you have this natural drip of present energy from God. And this is just my view. And what happens is that whenever you go in just the physical, it actually allows you to hide from God. So in other words, when you're getting what you want too much, the physical is so enticing that you no longer need to stay present. It actually cultivates bad mental habits, okay? Think about it. All the worst times of your life, if you understood ideas like the power of now by Eckhart Tolle, basics like that, you said to yourself, wait a minute, I've got to stay present through this process. So it was actually the pain in your life that helped you. This broken leg was acceleration for me for getting present because it was excruciatingly painful. I minimized all painkillers in doing so. And I sat there for a week in the hospital in excruciating pain. How much do you think that helped me spiritually? Being in excruciating pain in the hospital for a week. I knew it was happening. As I sat there breathing through the pain, I was like, wow, this is really, really, really cool. I'm really, really, really advancing here. This is so much better than me just being in pleasure. So the vulgar mental food is those who can only find pleasure in the physical world and feel that they're the effect of that pleasure, not realizing the creator that you are, not realizing your infinite nature, not understanding how to tap into higher levels of intuition, higher levels of consciousness, missing that, not understanding how to tap into a transcendent state on your own. So the elites, what they do is they have so much pleasure, they have been trolled by the devil. The devil has trolled them and said, we'll give you mansions, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you the other thing. And then they start giving them, when that's not enough, when the built more isn't enough, that's when they start taking the strong medicine, the dark stuff, okay? And so what happens is, the more that they're disconnected from God, it starts with just physical pleasure, egoic gratification, winning, and so on and so forth. But then it gets into, oh, that's not enough, right? It's like someone who maybe just likes...
Oh, warning. Yeah, this is grown folk talk right here, all right?
A little bit of missionary position type intimacy. But by the time they're done, they got to watch the midget banging the donkey. You know what I'm saying, right? Well, with pleasure, they get to the point where like more pleasure won't even do anything for them. They want to do absolute control. Absolute control. Absolute control. And then to allow that dark energy to spread that trauma into the innocent. In some cases, not every rich person, but use your understanding I'm giving you here, okay? Now, what happens then is that the masses want to stay asleep. So the masses stay asleep via being on autopilot. Repeat that after me, autopilot. Autopilot. And being numb. Being told what to do. Fighting identity externally. Right? Like you're in the blitzkrieg. You know what I mean, right? Like, go! As opposed to, no, your infinite nature is who you are. These people that you're attacking are your friends. They're an extension of you. You should never hurt another human being. But they troll entire populations into believing this. 2020, all this kind of stuff. It's absolute extreme versions of trolling. So they troll you into a specific state of trance, right? When I'm sitting here and I'm running this event this weekend, I'm trolling you. And in fact, what I'm doing, but I'm trolling you for good, right? I'm trolling you to get present, to get out of your head. Even just with what I'm showing you here, I often ask the audience this, do you feel like right now you're not just like this is more real than what you've been doing? Do you feel like this is like the real? Is that a feeling that you're getting? Yes. It's like, this is the real. Like, this is the real, right? You've been getting trolled?
Yep. This is the real. All right. Thank you, sir. I just wanted to get that in real quick. Now, we're going to wrap this thing up with some scripts. All right, go ahead and turn back up for the end, man. Okay. So, all right, more and more people are starting to come out of that illusion. If you haven't noticed, the matrix is falling apart. All right. Now we got to keep on informing and warning people. All right. So we can do our job. of what's going on, man. Because the greatness of the hijack is only temporary. And we're going to get that. All right, over here in Baruch, man. Second Baruch. Let's go. Hold on, man. If I can find it, let me see. Where you at, Baruch? Oh, yeah, that's right. You right here. Okay. All right, we're going to Second Baruch 82, verse 1. This is about their temporary greatness. All right, therefore, my brethren, I have written to you that ye may comfort yourselves regarding the multitude of your tribulations. For know ye that our Maker will surely avenge us on all our enemies, according to all that they have done to us. Also that the consummation which Hawa will make is very nigh, and his mercy that is coming, and the consummation of his judgment is by no means far off. For lo, we see now the multitude of the prosperity of the other nations, though they act impiously, but they shall be like a vapor. And we behold the multitude of their power, though they do wickedly, but they shall be made like unto a drop. And we see the firmness of their might, though they resist Hawa every hour, but they shall be accounted as spittle. And we consider the gloriness of their greatness, see, though they do not guard the statutes of the Most High. But as smoke shall they pass away, and but as smoke shall they pass away. And we meditate on the beauty of their gracefulness, or used to, though they have to do with pollutions. But as grass that withers, shall they fade away. And we consider the strength of their cruelty, though they remember not the end thereof, but as a wave that passes shall they be broken. And we remark the boastfulness of their might, though they deny the beneficence of the Most High, who gave it to them, but they shall pass away as a passing cloud. See? All right? Have no fear. Hawaii is near. Okay? And let's go ahead over here to Deuteronomy. Okay? All right? All you got to do is keep that Torah, man. Oh, yeah, we're going to get this out the eastward. Let's go. All right? Keep that law, man. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Okay? Deuteronomy chapter 4. We're just going to get a few quick verses real quick. All right? Let me see. Can I get this full? Here we go. Now, therefore, hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you to do, that you may live, and go in and possess the land which Hawa of your fathers giveth you. You shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Hawa, your power, which I command you. Your eyes have seen what Hawa did because of Baal Peor, for all the men that followed that. The Most High, thy power, hath destroyed them from among you. But ye that did cleave unto Hawa, your power are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Hawa my power commanded me, that ye should do. So in the land whither ye go to possess it, keep therefore and do. For this is your wisdom, your mother above, and your understanding in the sight of the nations which shall hear all these statutes. and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great? Who Hawa, now unto them as the most high power is in all. I don't like to do the Italians. This is the words they added in. All things that we call upon him. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments? Righteous is all this law, which I set before you this day. Huh? What nation? Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. All praise to Hawaii. Let's go. Keep rolling. All right, we're going to Psalms 119, talking about that law, right? Hold on, that ain't it. That ain't it. All right, what is the law, man? Go to 142. All right. One verse. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Law. What is law? Torah. The Torah is truth. So you want to know what is truth? Torah is truth. All right. Go on, back that up. Let's get that over there to Deuteronomy. All right, 32, 46. And he said unto them, set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do. All the words of this law. For it is not a vain thing for you, because it is your life. What is your life? The law, this Torah. It is your life. And through this thing ye shall prolong your days in the land, whither you go over the Jordan to possess. All right. Made it to the last one, y'all. We'll end this thing strong now. All right. Going to Jubilees. Chapter 31, verse 1. Let's go. I want to say, Tawada to you. You made it this far. You rocking with me. Much a-ha to you, man. Appreciate you. All right, if you like this, go tap on that like. Share it with somebody. But either way, I love you. All right. This is out of love. All right. Everything I do for you is out of love. All right. If you disagree with it, let me know in the comment section. And if you agree with it, let me know in the comment section. But I come with good intent. My intent is just to be me. That's all I can be. All right. I come with pure honesty for the love of my tribe. Now let's get Jubilees 31 real quick. And we're going to rock out. And on the new moon of the month, Jacob spoke to all the people of his house, saying, purify yourselves and change your garments, and let us arise and go up to Bethel, where I vowed a vow to him on that day, when I fled from the face of Esau, my brother, because he has been with me and brought me into this land in peace, and put ye away the strange powers that are among you, all right, false gods. And they gave up the strange powers that which was in their ears, and which was on their necks, and the teraphim, which Rachel stole from Laban, her father, and she gave wholly to Jacob. And he burnt and broke them to pieces, and destroyed them and hid them under an oak which is in the land of Shechem. And he went up on the new moon of the 7th month to Bethel, and he built an altar at the place where he had slept, and he set up a pillar there. And he sent word to his father Isaac to come to him to his sacrifice, and to his mother Rebekah. And Isaac said, let my son Jacob come, and let me see him before I pass away. Alright. And Jacob went to his father Isaac, and to his mother Rebekah, to the house of his father Abraham. And he took 2 of his sons with him, Levi and Judah. And he came to his father Isaac and to his mother Rebekah. And Rebekah came forth from the tower to the front of it to kiss Jacob and embrace him. For her ruach had revived when she heard, behold, Jacob, your son has come. And she kissed him. And she saw his 2 sons, and she recognized them and said unto them, are these your sons, my son? And she embraced them and kissed them and blessed them, saying, in you shall the seed of Abraham become illustrious, and ye shall prove a blessing on the earth. And Jacob went into Isaac, his father, to the chamber where he lay, and his 2 sons were with him. And he took the hand of his father, and stooping down, he kissed him. And Isaac clung to the neck of Jacob his son, and he wept upon his neck. And the darkness left the eyes of Isaac. And he saw the 2 sons of Jacob, Levi and Judah. And he said, are these your sons, my son? For they are like you. And he said unto him that they were truly his sons. And you have truly seen that they are truly my sons. And they came near to him. And he turned and kissed them and embraced them both together. And the ruach of prophecy came down into his mouth. And he took Levi by his right hand and Judah by his left. And he turned to Levi first and began to bless him first, and said unto him, may the Most High, Hawa of all, the very Hawa of all ages, bless you and your children throughout all the ages. And may Hawa give to you and your seed greatness and great glory. Greatness and great glory. And cause you and your seed from among all flesh to approach him to serve in his sanctuary as the angels of the presence and as the holy ones. Even as they shall the seed of your sons be for glory and greatness and holiness. And may he make them great unto all the ages. And they shall be judges and princes, and the chiefs of all the seed of the sons of Jacob. They shall speak the word of Hawa in righteousness, and they shall judge all his judgments in righteousness. And they shall declare my ways to Jacob and my paths to Israel. The blessings of Hawa shall be given in their mouths to bless all the seed of the beloved. Your mother has called your name Levi, and justly has she called your name. You shall be joined to Hawa, and be the companion of all the sons of Jacob. Let his table be yours, and do you and your sons eat thereof. And may your table be full unto all generations, and your food fail not unto all ages. And let all who hate you fall down before you, and let all your adversaries be rooted out and perish. And blessed be he that blesses you, And cursed be every nation that curses you. And to Judah he said, may Yahweh give you strength and power to tread down all that hate you. A prince shall you be, you and one of your sons over the sons of Jacob. May your name and the name of your sons go forth and traverse every land and region. Then shall the other nations fear before your face, and all the nations shall quake, and all the people shall quake. In you shall be the help of Jacob, and you be found salvation of Israel. And when you sit on the throne of honor of your righteousness, there shall be a great place for all the seed of the sons of the beloved. Blessed be he that blesses you, and all that hate you and afflict you and curse you shall be rooted out and destroyed from the earth, and be accursed. And turning, he kissed him again and embraced him and rejoiced greatly, for he had seen the sons of Jacob, his son, in very truth. And he went forth from between his feet and fell down and bowed down to him. And he blessed them and rested there with Isaac his father that night. And they ate and drank with joy. And he made the two sons of Jacob sleep, the one on his right hand and the other on his left. And it was counted to him for righteousness. And Jacob told his father everything during the night, how Yahweh had shown him great mercy, and how he had prospered him in all his ways and protected him from all evil. And Isaac blessed the Most High of his father Abraham, who had not withdrawn his mercy and his righteousness from the sons of his servant Isaac. And in the morning Jacob told his father Isaac the vow which he had vowed to Yahweh, and the vision which he had seen, and that he had built an altar, and that everything was ready for the sacrifice to be made before Yahweh, as he had vowed, and that he had come to set him on a donkey. And Isaac said unto Jacob his son, I am not able to go with you, for I am old and not able to bear the way. Go, my son, in peace, for I am 165 years this day. I am no longer able to journey. Set your mother on a donkey and let her go with you. And I know, my son, that you have come on my account, and may this day be blessed on which you have seen me alive. And I also have seen you, my son. May you prosper and fulfill the vow which you have vowed, and put not off your vow, for you shall be called to account as touching the vow. Now therefore make haste to perform it, and may he be pleased with who has made all things, to whom you have vowed to vow. And he said to Rivkah, go with Jacob your son. And Rivkah went with Jacob her son, and Deborah with her. And they came to Bethel. And Jacob remembered the prayer which his father had blessed him and his two sons, Levi and Judah. And he rejoiced and blessed the Most High of his fathers, Abraham and Isaac. And he said, now I know that I have an eternal hope, and my sons also, before the Most High of all. And thus it is ordained concerning the two, and they recorded as an eternal testimony unto them on the heavenly tablets, how Isaac blessed them. Allahu Dawada for being with me on this one. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. All right? Shalom.